First question will be from Ryan Aber, who's with the Oklahoman, and then we'll go to Joe Bettner. Ryan?
Yeah, Robert, good to meet you. Good to talk to you. Tell us a little bit about what made you decide to come to Oklahoma and how that process worked out.
You know what? I entered the portal and I was looking a couple places, and when Coach B gives you the opportunity to come to Oklahoma, I mean you don't pass that up. So, I mean it was an easy choice, and I'm really glad I made it.
What were your first impressions of him when you started interacting with him?
I mean, he's a great coach. He's a hard coacher, but he does it because he cares so much about his players, and he knows what he can get out of his guys, and is always going to push to get the most out of everyone.
Appreciate it, Robert.
Yep.
Okay, we'll go to Joe Bettner with the Norman transcript, and then Jason Kersey.
Hey, Robert, thanks for doing this. Want to ask you, as you got into those practices for the first time actually out on the field, any first impressions of just kind of the group you're around and how that's maybe progressed as you come along through spring practices?
Yeah, I mean, it's a close-knit group of guys on the offensive line. All the guys care about each other. They're all a bunch of hard workers, and, going up against the D-line every day, they're just an unbelievably talented group. So, I mean, they're getting us better, we're getting them better, and, it's been really fun to be a part of this offensive line.
Thank you.
Yep.
Jason Kersey with The Athletic, and then Eric Bailey.
Hi, Robert. I was wondering, did you have any, I'm sure maybe you knew DeMarco Murray, but other than that, were there any other connections to the current roster for you? And what was your relationship like with Coach Murray?
No, it's kind of that typical running back coach. He's obviously interacting with the offensive line a bunch. So when he went to Oklahoma, I mean, I was happy for him. I knew that was his alma mater. But, getting back with him has been awesome. I didn't really know anyone else on the school. But, a family friend of ours is actually Scott Case, who played here back in the day. So he used to always talk about, his days at Oklahoma. So it's cool to be here.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Eric Bailey with the Tulsa World, and then Mason Young.
Hey, Robert, it's good to meet you, man.
It's good to meet you.
I wanted to ask you, how much does it help that you've been through a transition when you went to A&M and then moved to Arizona? How much does that help when you're learning a new offensive scheme? Did it help knowing that you knew what to expect in terms of being patient while doing a deep dive into a new system?
Yeah, it takes time every time you make that transition. I think, just getting to experience so many different offenses has helped me, because you kind of, the terminology is always going to be different, but you can kind of piece some things together from all the places you've been. So it's definitely helped.
Thanks a bunch. Have a good weekend, okay?
Thank you. You too.
Let's go to Mason Young with OU Daily, and then Kerry Murdoch.
Yeah, Robert, I was just curious. I know Lincoln and Bill had talked to us about you working out at center. So I'm just curious what that progression has been like for you this spring. And then also just what's been the most difficult part of adjusting to being in a new place, with this now being the third school that you've been at?
Yeah. Playing center, it's been great. You're forced to really take a deep dive into the offense. So you learn it like the back of your hand. And that's been going pretty well. I'd say the biggest thing with that is, I played guard last year, but just throughout my career, I've been bumping around center, guard, right guard, left guard. So it's nothing new, just getting back settled into, a center role, but, wherever they need me here, I'm going to play it. And what was the second part of your question? I'm sorry.
Just what's it like adjusting to going to a third school, and just what's been the biggest challenge in adjusting to moving to Oklahoma?
It's just building chemistry with the guys. I mean, that's a big part of playing offensive line. 5 guys got to work as one. So, when you take another piece and put it in there, it kind of shifts things a little bit. But you know what? The guys have been great. They've been really welcoming. And, I think we're all building a lot of chemistry together this spring.
Thank you.
Yep.
Terry Murdoch with Sooner Scoop, and then John Hoover.
Robert, nice to meet you. Let me ask you. You talked about the defensive line, learning to play center, not just for you, but for everybody that's playing center. How difficult is that going up against this defense with as much as they move around? Is a good a pass rusher as a guy like Perrion Winfrey is?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely, there's a learning curve to it. You got to get used to it. You got to build that muscle memory and that quick twitch thinking. But going up against guys like Perrion and Jordan Kelly is just, it's amazing. I mean, you can't ask for anything better to go up against that quality of a guy or guys and, play against that competition on a daily basis. So it's been great. It's been great for all of us.
Appreciate that.
Let's go to John Hoover with SI Sooners, and then James Hale.
Hey, Robert, welcome to Oklahoma, man.
Thank you.
You've seen a lot of football in a lot of different places over the past few years, from Colorado to Florida to South Texas, Arizona, and now Oklahoma. Why don't you think about some of the things, maybe lessons, I don't know, that you picked up over the last few years that you think you might lean on going forward from football coaches or professors or friends in different places, in football and in life? What do you think?
I think always being able to adapt is super important. That's what I've learned from going to all these different places. You get to interact with all people from all over. I mean, obviously I've been put in a lot of situations game wise and practice wise. So, just being able to kind of roll with the punches and get the job done has been a big part of it. So, I think that's probably the biggest thing, is just being able to adapt.
Gotcha. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Okay, last two questions will be from James Hale with KREF, and then Josh Calloway.
Hey, Robert, nice to meet you, man, and hope things are going well for you.
Thank you.
I'm curious how spring is going for you. I know this is not your first rodeo, but it's the first time at OU. And OU has some talented offensive linemen inside, so the competition's got to be great. And how much are you looking forward to playing a game Saturday?
Oh, I mean, I can't wait. It's going to be great, seeing the fans out here. That's something back at Arizona we didn't have last year, was fans at the game. So, I mean, it's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. And, the spring's been going well. It's just about getting better every day for me. And, all the guys in the offensive line room are always pushing each other. So, there's been a lot of growth, but I still got a long ways to go. So looking forward to it.
Hey, good luck, man. Good luck Saturday.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, Josh Calloway with Sooners Wire has the last question.
Yeah, Robert, I'm just curious, whenever you transfer into a new place, do the other kind of transfer guys kind of help each other settle in, whether that's Wanyang offensive line with you or the other Tennessee guys, even Chris Murray transferred last year? Do you kind of talk to them about how to settle in quicker?
Yeah, I mean, anyone who's done it, they've already lived it. They've had that experience. So anything you could take from those guys to make the transition smoother or maybe easier, you obviously do that. And, Wanya and Chris, they've been great helping me out since I've been here. And the whole offensive line room, I mean, they're a great group of guys.